Today we're diving into an educational philosophy that has, for over a century, completely reimagined the classroom by designing it around how a child naturally develops. So, let's jump right in.
Okay, to really get this, I want you to picture a classroom, but I need you to forget the one you probably remember, with the neat rows of desks and the teacher up front. Instead, I want you to imagine something, something completely different. And that idea right there, that is the absolute heart of the Montessori vision. It's about creating a space where learning isn't some kind of race to a finish line. Nope, it's a personal journey of discovery, and it's fueled entirely by a child's own curiosity.
And get this isn't some new fad or a trendy concept. This was the world dreamed up by Dr. Maria Montessori, an Italian physician and educator, who put these ideas into practice way back in 1907. Her work basically challenged everything people thought they knew about education at the time.
So what exactly was the problem that Dr. Montessori was trying to fix? What was so broken about the conventional classroom? Let's take a look at the critique of traditional schooling that really sparked her entire method.
The core issue she saw was this sort of factory model of education. It was all about memorizing facts just long enough to pass a test, sticking to these rigid timetables and forcing everyone to move at the exact same pace, whether it worked for them or not. And this comparison really just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got that teacher-led, rigid structure, and on the other, you have a child-led environment that's all about flexibility and discovery. It's a total flip of the script on who's actually in charge of the learning process.
And this, right here, is the big mindset shift. The whole Montessori method argues that kids aren't just empty buckets you're supposed to pour information into. They're active participants in their own growth. They're explorers who need a world to discover, not a rigid blueprint to follow.
All right, so if that's the problem, what on earth is the Montessori solution? Let's break down the incredible framework she actually designed.
The Montessori classroom is described as a laboratory of life. I just love that phrase. It perfectly captures the idea that this isn't a place for just sitting and listening. It is a carefully prepared environment where kids learn by doing, by experimenting, and by getting their hands on specially designed materials.
So how does this actually work? Well, the whole curriculum is built on 4 key pillars that just naturally flow into one another. It all starts with practical life, learning real-world skills, like pouring water without spilling, which builds incredible focus. Next up is sensorial training, which is all about refining the senses. This lays the groundwork for more abstract ideas in language and math. And finally, it all comes together in this rich exploration of culture and science. You see, each step logically builds on the one before it. And here's the most important part. The ultimate goal isn't a high test score. It's about nurturing capable, independent, and deeply curious human beings who are ready to lead fulfilling lives. The academics? Well, they're just a natural result of this much deeper kind of preparation. So, what does it take to actually lead a classroom like this? Let me tell you, it is not your typical teacher training. Let's walk through what a year-long journey to become a Montessori guide looks like. This journey is, incredibly thorough. Just look at how it begins, with weeks of deep philosophical foundation, digging into big ideas like the absorbent mind. And that's before trainees even touch the specific classroom materials. From there, it's a full year of building expertise, all the way up to advanced classroom management. This is a deep dive for sure, not some quick crash course. And the result of all this intense training is this really profound shift in identity. You don't just become a teacher who lectures and passes down information, you become a guide, someone who observes a child, truly understands their needs, and inspires them by connecting them with the perfect activity at the perfect time. So this brings us to the really big picture, because this isn't just about a different style of classroom. It's about a whole different vision for the future of education itself. I mean, this quote just says it all, right? In a world that's so focused on job prep and economic output, the Montessori philosophy is this powerful reminder that the real purpose of education is to nurture the whole person, their character, their creativity, their humanity. And the really cool thing is, this philosophy is more accessible now than it's ever been. We're talking online learning, modern adaptations, and programs designed not just for teachers, but for parents too. It means these principles can now be used in homes and schools all over the world. So in the end, you realize this is so much more than just an educational method. It's really a movement. The idea is to empower a new generation of guides and parents to become, as the source material puts it, torchbearers of a brighter future, one child at a time.
So we'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. What if we reframed our entire approach to learning around this one single question? What would change if the goal of every lesson, every classroom, and every interaction wasn't simply to teach, but to truly, deeply inspire?